We are live. We are live. Oh, I forgot to turn off XQC stream, so let me hit the pause button on that. God, I hope that doesn't cause like copyright issues, because XQC always plays some kind of music. Well, then again, he's really paranoid about DCMA shit, so he probably makes sure it's not copyrightable or whatever. So anyway, we have quite a few things to talk about. So far, it looks like the markets are in whatever. Everyone's kind of calm. So it's the calm before the storm tomorrow. So we need to talk about the markets overall. Of course, the Federal Reserve. I haven't heard anything new about the Russia-Ukraine stuff. Tyranny is also kind of receding back because Denmark is pulling back COVID restrictions. Mask mandates are dying all over the place here in America, especially here in New York. So and I live in this piece of shit state, so that's very nice. So maybe we'll talk about that too. And then of course we'll talk about, there's nothing new with Titano, right? Gotta reload the page, but I don't want the stupid pop-up. We definitely have to talk about Pallas, because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to approach this. Because I have a lot of friends that I made in Pallas that are currently buying the dip. So, but I think, I don't know, I don't think it's possible, because like those are, oh, it's all your fault, Jensen. It's like, yeah, well, I gotta tell people the truth. So we're gonna talk about that, because long story short, I'm really not liking this flasher sale. Like, I actually really hate this. And there's also a couple other problems in Pallas, which I'm going to go over in the Pallas section, that I also don't like. Like, basically, this project is regressing, and I don't like that. So we'll talk about Pallas. Poseidon Finance is also still getting hit a little bit, even though they've been working very hard to fix the rebase problem, which is looking like it's working much better now. I think I've only missed a couple of rebases. So we'll see how this pans out. And part of it is because, Titano forks are actually dipping because everyone's buying up Ouranos. Because I know I was shitting on Ouranos, but I actually spent all morning today because everyone just kept talking to me last night, like, you buying Ouranos, you buying Ouranos, and it's like all the people I trust, like from all the other Titano forks. I'm like, oh, all right, I'll try it. And then I actually decided to test it myself. Unfortunately, I didn't tweet about it or anything. So, and then we had to launch today, so I bought a shit ton of Ouranos. So, and it's much different from the first impression that I got. So far it's looking really good. And of course, all the buying pressure is now jumping into Ouranos. So that'll be the featured project today. There's nothing new with Hera. I'm trying to get the whitelist, so I'll include the Discord link. I need another 8 now. So I would really appreciate it if all you guys would hit the Discord link and join my invite for that, because everyone's been spamming it. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I think that'll be it. And of course, I haven't eaten yet, but I don't feel hungry. So, and I lifted weights already, so I should probably get something to eat after, especially after today, man. Because like I've never been on the stock trading floor of a New York Stock Exchange or the Nasdaq, because I live right here in New York, so I'm just literally a train stop away. But I always kind of wonder what it would be like to be in a stock trading floor, and then you're with other traders, and you're all like fighting each other, like, oh, I want to buy, no, F you, I want to sell, sell. It's like the energy of that pace. It's like, man, I would feel right at home. So I kind of got a little bit of a taste of that when Ouranos launched this morning, and then it was like, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'll tell the story. It's like, oh, I was like buying frenzy. I was like, oh my god, launch price. No, I can't buy. Slippage is not high enough. I was like, oh my god, it's overloaded. So I'll just say that I bought a shit ton of Ouranos, far more than I ever thought it was possible, because the price is obviously cheap. Well, it was cheap. I'm actually in deep profit right now, so if I dumped all my Ouranos, which obviously I will not, yeah, I would be making really good bank. I bought in at, I want to say my average price should be around 0.0002 to 3-ish. I just got it really cheap. And then, as we'll talk about later, I put my Pallas money into Ouranos as well. So we'll talk about all that. And yeah, this is day 1 launch, and it's actually pretty good to see, because now I can kind of understand what's going to happen with Hera and highpoint. Because right now, highpoint's still kind of just doing their little thing. I don't want to talk too much about highpoint, because no real changes. I'm not happy that they keep changing things, but so far they haven't rugged. Of course, Ouranos could be a rug. All of these could be a rug, but what's the rule, right? As time goes on, the rug pull risk goes down. So far, not too bad, right? But we'll see. I mean, the devs for Ouranos seem really cool, and I didn't have any problems from the mods, right? So, okay. Works for me. And in fact, I do see people being chatty and then kind of like, thumbs up or other emojis. Like, the signs of a good, healthy community ecosystem are all there. So, So again, that's why Ouranos would be the featured video. Of course, I'm going to look like a douchebag if it turns out to be a scam. But that's the risk we all take, right? All right, so first things first. Let's find out what's happening with the overall big markets, because Bitcoin and crypto is doing pretty well today. Okay, Google cannot escape location privacy lawsuit in Arizona. Oh, whatever. All right, so the stock markets are kind of flat. NASDAQ, of course, is getting hit like it always does. Crude oil is making a good rebound. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to write down 6 minutes for stocks. Yeah, that way I can help myself with the YouTube chapters. Approximately 6. So, okay, so everything looks fine. Precious metals is, whatever. I guess gold is up a little. And of course, Bitcoin is somewhere around 37K. Okay, crude oil rallies as Russia-Ukraine tensions rise. I mean, this is just, more fake news terrorist media propping shit up. I mean, fear-mongering, so. Riot is down. Mara is down. God, I hate stock markets so much. They're such a scam. Such a massive scam. I mean, only in stock markets where crypto can go up, but the crypto mining companies like Mara and Riot go down. It's like such retarded bullshit, man. It's like freaking whatever. But anyway, there's not much to say from what I can tell, because before the markets were down pretty bad. I also don't know why this chart is just not looking correct. Yeah, it was down. The Dow was down at like 1 point minus 400 something, and it's pretty obvious that the dip's being bought. So the good news is rich people already know the story. Otherwise, they would not be buying the dip. They would also be dumping. So, all right. So we're just, again, like I said yesterday, we're waiting on the Federal Reserve tomorrow, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., but most likely 1 p.m. New York City time. So I don't think I'm going to live stream that. Maybe I will, and I'll just consider that my stream, and then we'll take a look. Because I actually do want to know what's going to happen. Because the moment I hear we are raising rates or we are not raising rates, I want to see on real time, and you will see in real time what happens with the markets. If the interest rates rise, right, we should have a really big market rally everywhere, including hopefully cryptocurrencies. Why does this look so weird? And then if we don't get that, we are fucked. All right, because tomorrow it's gonna pump or dump. It's not gonna stay flat. That's for sure. So, and again, this is context sensitive. So the reason why is because everyone's fighting about inflation, which is actually a real problem. So the Federal Reserve has to pretend that they're fighting inflation. So they have to raise interest rates to fight inflation, quote unquote. And that's what the market wants. If the market doesn't get that shit, it's over. It's over. I mean, I don't even know if crypto can survive tomorrow. All right. So the bond markets also appear to be selling off like a decent amount. So Biden administration withdraws COVID vaccine mandate for businesses after losing Supreme Court case. OSHA said, okay, as called business about to implement the requirements. Okay. Oh, this is really good. I actually have to tweet this. This is really important. Biden admin now backs down fully, asks businesses to implement vaccine mandates how do you spell this word? Voluntarily. Fat chance, Brandon. Yeah. So St. Nick's gonna have a fun time with this one because he's just gonna start protests everywhere and shit. And that's gonna be good. Actually, how many followers do I have on Gab? No, it's still pretty low. Actually, I haven't refreshed my page in a while. I really need to lose weight so I can get rid of this fat picture of myself. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was looking at the bonds. So yeah, so markets are selling. So the bond market's actually selling off a little bit. So there's cash being accumulated right now, probably ahead of what's going to happen tomorrow. So Dixie's not doing too crazy. All right, so let's see. So the cash should be going into buying the dips in the stock market, and some of it's going into crypto, but not too much because as you can see, 24. Because I'm gonna do this. Because today's video is gonna be different from my usual format. Because I just want to get this out there, and then great, clicked the wrong thing. And then get to the Titano floor. So we do need to talk about Pallas and Ouranos. But we have good news for Poseidon. All right. I mean, I already said it before, but we'll go over in more detail later. All right. So 24-hour volume is basically 90 billion. So not too bad. So not a whole lot of buying or selling going on in the crypto markets, but what is going on is net positive because obviously crypto was up. Right. Dogcoin's doing pretty well. Shiba was doing just a short while ago, it said plus 10%, but obviously it's a 24-hour rolling average. But whatever. The point is, crypto's doing pretty good. Crypto's doing pretty good. I'm satisfied. And market risk has gone back up to 106.3, so not too bad. I also realized that because I'm streaming a little earlier, there's probably no one coming in, but that's okay, because I just want to get this out there. Because everyone watches the replay anyway. Because there's always like 5 to 20 live viewers, but the total view count always shoots up to like, well, nowadays I'm pulling in like 180 to 300. Though I guess if Pallas, I guess after this video, I mean, I guess Pallas is going to get mad or whatever. But I mean, I really don't like the flasher sale. It's clearly obvious, and a lot of the Pallas community agrees with me too. It's just that the leadership of Pallas does not agree, and they're going to suffer because of that, right? Because remember, for those of you who've been with me for at least a couple months, you know that I'm on the Metaverse Pro / congruent team. If we could find that page, all right? Because we did all the things that you're not supposed to do, and then what's the result? Metaverse Pro went from $5.50 to like $22, right? The difference is we actually figured out what the problem is, and we admit the problem, and now we're fixing it, and we're going to fix it in a big way, which requires tremendous money and effort. But at least we're doing it. So anyway, so that's bonds. That's the MMRI. Okay, so all right, so let's go in order. I don't really need to open up MDEX anymore, but okay. So Titano's doing great. I mean, like this thing is now 13 cents. Like Titano play is just fantastic. So I don't understand why no one's just copying Titano. All you have to do, you just copy Titano, and then you can add, and then with the extra money that you're making, then you can hire more people to do your own little like derivative. So I mean, look at this. This guy just bought like 76.52. Actually, what is Titano plays? Yeah, this guy is at 85.4K. So this thing is going exactly like Titano has planned. Like the proof is in the pudding. Like Titano is now a rock solid project. So we'll just have to see what happens over time once the inflation might get out of control. All right. So with that being said, let me refresh. Of course, the price not updating. I mean, maybe somebody might buy a lot of Pallas. Okay, so the price actually did recover a little bit, so I guess that's good for Pallas. So, let me move my camera. Actually, that's going to be too annoying. I'm just going to dim this. So on the upper right hand, you can see that Pallas is now down to 0.0055. It was as low as 0.0051, right? So first and foremost, I dumped all my Pallas, which I did not want to, but I just had to because I just saw other people dumping as soon as Hera announced the flasher sale. This is twice now I've seen it. It's like I have a confirmation now, right? I mean, I'm not a coder anymore, even though I have programming experience, right? At least specifically with C# and C++. But I've seen this before. I mean, technically it's not a bond, right? Because you're not minting new tokens, but it's still the exact same concept. You're creating an arbitrage opportunity. I actually just figured out right before I clicked, went live, that yeah, an arbitrage opportunity does exist right now when you have something like this. So technically it's not supposed to because you have a buy. Let me think. So you have a price discount of 15%, but the sell slippage is 18%. So technically you lose 3%, right? Well, here's the problem. You know what you did not factor in? And this is what killed every single DAO, including Metaverse Pro. and Jade Protocol. If the price, whatever the current price of the token is, all you have to do is drop the price greater than like 18 or 20%, right? And then you buy back in and you get your arbitrage, right? So that may not sound like much, but A, the price is going to tank a lot harder than 20% to overcome the gap. And B, like, we are all seasoned investors. We all came to here from Titano most likely because we got sick and tired of DAOs. Karma DAO and Life DAO. That was actually a scam DAO. Hector DAO, Time Wonderland, blah, 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 blah. Alright? So we already seen this shit before. So what do you think everyone's going to do? They're just going to dump, right? In fact, even I had to do it, right? Because I just don't like this. Now, obviously, for the sake of Pallas and everybody that still wants to be in there, I hope it works out for you, but this is just a bad fucking idea. And again, we tried this already in Metaverse Pro. It did not work, all right? Are you going to actually wait until your project goes to near zero before you admit that you're wrong, right? And half the community in Pallas at least hates this idea, all right? Hates the idea. So, I mean, I don't know why you're doing this. If Pallas is a good project, they need to pay fucking full price for it. All right, because that also helps us holders. All right, because in marketing, when something is that cheap, it actually works against you, right? Because the perception is if something is expensive, it must be good, right? But if it's something that's ultra cheap and it seems too cheap, then the quality must be cheap. And that's basically what's happening here. And on top of that, Pallas is no longer the only game in town. You've got Poseidon, you've got Ouranos, you've got highpoint coming out, which is Avalanche, and you've got Hera Money, which for now, because thanks to me and everybody else, we're going to go on Avalanche. But the point is, it's very easy to just do like, you know, this. All right, just do a Synapse bridge protocol. Other people like to use something called Elf Finance, I think is the other bridge. Spooky Finance even has a bridge. Everyone will just bridge out of Pallas and go into other projects instantly. I mean, shit, people might just go back to Titano. In fact, people are doing that, right? That's why the price keeps going up. Especially because they have Titano play out and no other Titano fork has play. So I'm very unhappy about this. So I had decided to exit the project. I guess I'll tell you guys how much, because it's not that much. It's like, and then I sold 115,000 Pallas tokens. I actually used to have more, but I actually was rating it a little bit because I really needed money to like buy up the other coins. But I did it with the impression that, you know, Pallas was just going to keep compounding, right? So I didn't take out all of my profit. I sold like 75% of my minted tokens. So overall, I think I took like I'm not actually sure if I took a loss in Pallas because my average buying price for Pallas was like 0.004. 2 or something. I hate these really stupid whatevers. But anyway, yeah, 585. So at least people are buying this. Yeah, see, so we got a pretty big buy here. But look at the price of Pallas. Now it's at 5463. It actually went down a little bit. So I think another problem with this flasher sale is when people actually buy this, it's not affecting the price of Pallas in the overall actual market cap. So you're really shooting yourself in the foot. This is 1.2 million Pallas tokens of buying pressure that is not going into the fucking liquidity pool. Or at least it's not being counted. So you're basically losing 1.2 million Pallas tokens per day of buying pressure that is badly needed. So you have a net loss. Yeah, that's another thing. See, because I didn't have time to fully think this through, and now the more I'm talking about, now I understand the mechanics behind why I hate this so much, right? So, I don't know, like, what am I going to do when I buy back into this? Well, if I do, I'm probably going to wait until, like, it drops a lot further, so that basically I only have to spend a couple $100 USD, and then maybe get, like, several 100,000 Pallas tokens. Yeah, I'm thinking that far down. Because you have a net negative. Alright. Number 2, I might wait till 1 penny to buy. So basically, it's an extreme. Either the Pallas goes way up or way down. And then I'll take the risk. Which kind of annoys me because it was perfectly fine the way it was. And then Hera decides to just put out the flasher. So this is such a stupid idea. And I did try to convince him to not do it. And then basically he just said correlation does not cause causation. Like, are you kidding me? It's like we are seasoned investors. We've been in every DAO basically, and or at least we know what happened to them. All right. And again, I just went over the arbitrage opportunity. All right, it exists. It totally exists. All you have to do is drop this price. Because before, the price of Pallas was like 0.0074, and then it dropped all the way to 5.1. And then they bought the flasher sale. That you just got arbitraged because the price dropped, like what, 25-30%. All right, that's all you need. That's all you need. So you overcame to 3%. So 25 to 30% minus 3%. You're good to go. Because I already compensated for the 22% or 18% sell fee. Because I'm pretty sure some of the people arbitraging know how to actually sell for 18%. Right? Because when I sell, I usually like to do 22% slippage. All right. So I don't know. We'll see what happens at Pallas, and then I don't know. I guess when enough people complain about the flasher sale, maybe Hera will, because he seems like a nice guy. He is a nice guy, and he seems kind of fairly open-minded. But for whatever reason, he's really insistent on this flasher sale. It's literally a stupid idea. Just drop it. All right, like you don't even need the flasher sale. Why? You have Titano play. You have the other things you were working on. This is just so bad. I'm just so pissed. Yeah, now it's down to 5.4, 5.4. All right, the thing's still going down. Still going down, and it's annoying too because they just fixed the rebase problem for Pallas. So that's that. We'll see what happens because I know people want to keep buying the dip. I mean, you're gonna run out of money, and if you do you honestly think you can keep buying at least 1.2 million Pallas tokens every day? Right? Until Hera pulls this idea. You're going to run out of money, man. And then, of course, you got the alternatives already coming out. And there's going to be more Titano forks coming out. People aren't going to go for this. Especially if they came from a DAO where they lost all their money. And they're just going to look at this and go, this is just like bonds. And it doesn't matter that it's not minting new tokens. It doesn't have to mint new tokens. There's already a shit ton of Pallas tokens in circulation already. In fact, the Pallas Discord bot says circulating supply is almost 600 million. I'm not going to beat a dead horse to whatever. Like, you want to hear the truth or get mad at me, then fine, whatever. I mean, it was good while it lasted, I guess. But I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Kill the flasher sale, or your project's going to die. All right? I'm not sugarcoating this. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is a dummy MetaMask account. All right. So I don't know what's wrong with the Pallas. Sorry, not Pallas. So now we're going to move on to Poseidon. So let's go on to the good news, right? So Poseidon is actually a little bit under pressure, and I think it's because people are dumping it to buy Ouranos, right? So my God, wow, it's looking pretty good here. Yeah, it's already at 6.5 already. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Ouranos is going to take all your money, essentially. Oh God, I really hope other people don't do the stupid flasher sale concept, because if I even see that shit, I'm probably gonna dump the project too. It's like, my God, can people just? Why? I don't understand why people are not reinventing the wheel. Just do what works. Titano has done all the effing hard work. It's so frustrating. But anyway, DocCov and V Poseidon and I guess the other dev DeFi guy. They basically have been working pretty hard fixing the rebase issue, and so far it looks pretty good. And the devs for Ouranos in the Discord, I'll explain why I have Dex Creator and not the website open. They actually were saying that, because the rebases for Ouranos so far have been working 100% correct. I haven't checked in a couple hours. And the devs in Ouranos Discord actually said that Phantom is constantly rejecting their transactions, but they're forcing it to retry. So that's basically what they're doing in Poseidon. But obviously Ouranos does it much better. But Well, that being said, Poseidon's doing a pretty good job. Like I'm pretty sure I'm getting at least 80 to 85% of my rebases now. I haven't checked the deployer in a while, but so far it seems to be kind of working. So I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, I don't need to. Whatever. Hey, Patriot. Oh, that's on D Live. I didn't even think anyone was watching on D Live. But hey, I mean, this is all a financial stream anyway. I already went over the mask man. I don't even think I went over the mask mandates. Oh yeah, I didn't actually go over that. Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, things are looking good for freedom-wise anyway. So let's just see what happens with the mask stuff. But yeah, I actually went to Target. Actually, I'll mention this. I went to Target yesterday to just pick up like milk and chips. Oh, I have chips. I got gift and chips. And I just went in without a mask. I didn't even put the mask under my chin like I usually do to try to like make people just go like, well, he looks like he just forgot, so I won't bother him. This time I just went without anything. No one bothered me. In fact, there was a nice black lady who was wearing a full mask, and we were at the checkout. It's like, oh, is this yours? And she was totally friendly. So yeah, I mean, like Skyrim says, February 1st, the shit should be behind us. I hope he's right. We'll see what happens. Because even an NBC executive, which I tweeted earlier on my Twitter, an NBC executive himself actually said, oh, of course there's fucking Twitter playing tricks, deleting people. He actually said, and I got this from, this one, from Election Wizard, who retweeted this, like, he said, I can't go to my granddaughter's graduation because I am not vaxxed. So I'm going to fucking die on this hill. Like, you even got people who work for shit-lib companies coming out against the vaccine mandates and shit. I mean, yeah. This is just so great for us. Watching from Manchester. Oh, hey, yeah, that One Love Manchester thing. I'm glad you didn't get blown up by that shit. Also, I don't think you are a girl that's in Ariana Grande. Yeah, pretty big mess what's going on. But I'm actually impressed. British people are really rising up against this shit. Like, you guys are doing a really good job, like, freeing your country. Like, I'm so proud of you guys. Like, if I could travel, right, I would be so happy to just be in, like, one of those. Because, like, that's the thing about these anti-mandate protests. They're actually the greatest social events of our time right now, of this year at least. So now the globalists, tactics that they've been using against us are now being turned against them. It's so ironic. It's so ironic. So, yeah. But I mean, that's like the quick politics mandate stuff. But anyway, get it. Yeah, we are now up in the UK. No more mandates. Yeah, but keep fighting because these guys are just gonna come back and. They might just wait you out a little bit, and then maybe a couple of months they'll come up with some bullshit like, "Oh, we gotta lock down again." You gotta make sure you nip that, because make sure that just doesn't happen. All right, so let me go into the Poseidon Discord and read this. So V Poseidon has it as a pinned tweet. Rebase, blah 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 blah. Okay, so the rebase problem was partly due to congestion on the Phantom network. Indeed, the bot in charge of rebasing had transactions fail, right? We all talked about that, so did I. As soon as the transaction failed, the bot would only retry every 30 minutes. So this was actually old. But it does still say the problem is fixed. So I'm actually reading an old message. But V Poseidon, I think it was, said something earlier in the chat, reiterating that it is fixed, but there might be delays in the rebase reward. And then they're working on the Ocean project as their main priority, so that's good. And then they're thinking about an APY boost or an airdrop to compensate us for the missing rebases. Personally, I don't really care. I just care that they fixed the rebase issue, right? So, yeah. So that's pretty much Poseidon. They're doing pretty well. I don't see them doing anything crazy, right? And then, of course, the sell pressure right now is primarily due to probably people dumping it to buy, Ouranos. And now we will talk about Ouranos. Let's see. I don't have anything new for Hera, but I'm going to include the Discord link for it because at this point, I'm kind of giving up on this invite spam shit because, God, I just can never catch up. But I could use it because I would like the whitelist. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to pay full launch price for Hera money. All right. So, I should try to force out a burp. Unfortunately, my idiot camera is blocking. Oh, that don't work. Okay, well, I'll just show you real quick. So it's doing really well, obviously, as you can see. I also should do candlesticks, actually, but whatever. Or I could go away. Oh, wait, I can do this. Huh. Okay, so perfect. I can just do this. I want candlesticks. So, and we'll do 1 day. No, actually, it's too new. We'll just do 15. We'll do 1 hour, maybe. Okay, yeah, this seems more accurate. So the reason why I have Deck Screener open and not the Ouranos website is because I don't have any tokens in this wallet, obviously. It's just a dummy account, so I can access the site. That's a big buy, by the way. Wow. $4,400. Yeah. I used much less than that to get... oh, I better not tell you how much. I bought a lot. I'll tell you that. I bought a lot. Alright. So, what was I say? Yeah, so the website doesn't show anything when and yeah, I'm like, well, I mean, there's better looking websites, but they said they'll eventually change it and make it better, so whatever. Like the devs have like 11 trillion things to do, and they've obviously proven, at least for now, that they're doing the right thing. Oh yeah, look at that, 24 hours plus 30. This is actually too low. It's actually much higher than 344%. But I captured a lot of it. So now I understand why people are so obsessed with launches, because you really do just make instant money. But for me, I view this as basically getting like commercial real estate practically for free. That's really what I'm going for. So that's why I'm on Deck Screener. Plus, I really like this anyway, like the real-time buys and sells. So basically what happened was some people bought the airdrop or the whitelist, right? So they got 6.25 million Ouranos coin or our coin for free. Well, for 250 Phantom. So very cheap. And some of them actually dumped most of their tokens for guaranteed profit. If it were me, I just wouldn't do that. In fact, I would probably buy more because 250 Phantom was like nothing. Is like nothing. It was like at the time I was like what $550. So people are buying and selling like crazy, but obviously there's way more buys than sells, and I can definitely see people buying shit tons. Right, this one's buying 3.1 million. This guy's buying 6.7 million. There's a little bit of fear that I had before, and Crypto Degen Ape also kind of shared my fears a little bit. This is a 2.9 million buy, in that we could not sell, even at 49% slippage. But really, that just turned out to be what we usually thought, which is congestion. Because I was able, because when we tested it, hey Ryan, when I tested it, I was able to get 44% to work, 33% to work, and then 22% was failing. But the point is, it was working, the sell function. So Ouranos did not do the, scummy thing of, 100% sell slippage thing. Now, of course, I think they can still do it, but obviously they're not doing it. Because also, you can also tell because people are selling constantly throughout the whole day. So, yeah, so this is a big sell, this is a big buy, 1.3 million. We got a couple million buys here. We got a few million sells here. I almost thought Forcing Boys there. All right, you got some sells here. Sell, buy. This is 2:28 p.m. All right, sell, big buys. So it's just a lot of chaos today. But some guy actually, yeah, this is 8.7 million buy. All right, he bought at a really high price too, though it's considered cheap. And I cannot go. What? I can't go back? No, you want to go back. Because I wanted to show you guys a 32 million hour token buy. Like someone actually put in $17,700 or so worth of money into our. Like we got some crazy big whales right now. I wonder if I can get the contract here. Yes, I can. Perfect. Because I didn't want to swap over to whatever. So right now we already have 471 holders. And then the big guy. I mean, I don't know if that 32.5 million guy is one of these guys. But yeah, you can see, yeah, we got some big cheese people here. We got some massive big cheese people. And then these are all the white-listed people who just simply kept their 6.25 million. There's nothing wrong with that. Whitelist. Then we got some more mini whales here. Blah, blah, blah. So we actually have a lot of people buying this shit. Wow, this is actually a lot. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen with the circulating supply when this all like dies down, because right now the market cap for this is actually calculating using the whole thing, so all 4 point whatever billion with the B tokens. And I assume that because it's launched with 4 billion tokens, so I assume they're going to burn most of. Yeah, this should be the developer address that is eventually going to, you know, get rid of all these tokens, right? Because I think right now we're actually buying from here, from this balance, so it's already down at 2.9 billion. So, you know, eventually they should be able to, because right now we need some liquidity in the system, right? And holders need actual tokens to buy. So, so eventually we should see a dead address when they announce the first burn, and then that should more or less, you know, get over the biggest problems. Because obviously if they want to dump, they would dump. They still could do it, so that is the risk. But for now, I mean, you're really just better off not dumping. And then you have the contract address, which has 151 million hour tokens. Yeah, I don't actually know what this thing does. So maybe we're interact. Oh, this should actually be the actual liquidity pool. So we're actually buying from here. And the developers have control over the original address, which is this, right? Which has all 2.9 billion tokens. So I think what they're doing is they're watching this, and as this gets too low, the developers will send our tokens from here to the liquidity pool. So I think that's why they haven't burned everything yet. Which is kind of insane, because we're basically saying that there's at least a few 100 million our tokens that are already in circulation, because these are all real people. I have to also assume that one of these addresses is developers' personal accounts, right? Because eventually they're going to have to dump this. But on the other hand, what happens if everyone just buys our token and then you run out of this? I mean, that would actually be a great situation, but I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in a day one launch before, so you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, the price is already surging. It's almost at 0.0007. So that's very good news for me. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold. I'm just gonna hold. Hope this is not a scam rug pull, and then I'm just gonna enjoy. I'm just gonna enjoy this. You know, you can trade it on Bog Swap too. Apparently, whatever that is. I wonder if the buying and selling is easier on that site. I've never heard of Bog Swap. But yeah, and unless there's questions in the chat, I mean, I'm probably just gonna end the stream. Okay. Alright, so this is decent. Pallas is back up to 5568, so that should be a good sign. But I mean, again, Pallas is still way below what it should be. It's like, I really fucking hate this flasher sale. I'm glad that they're almost out of these stupid tokens. But I think you could fix the if you have to have the flasher sale, maybe this could work if people buying this would somehow positively affect the price of Pallas up here. Because that's actually a real problem that you're losing 1.2 million Pallas tokens of buying pressure. It's like, this is such a huge liability, man. But they insist on it, so alright, let's see how it goes. Phantom blowing it up lately. Yeah, everyone's just going on Phantom, and I hate it. I hate that so much. I hate that so much. But, I mean, everyone wants to go on Phantom, so, you know, I learned to live with it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still not nearly as bad as Ethereum. Alright, at least you're not paying $60 to like $300 or whatever for a freaking transaction. Right? You know, so I'm alright with it. Yeah. So anyway, to recap, why? I don't know. I don't remember what I just said. I kind of just explained myself, so I don't know. Maybe you could retype your question, I guess. Yeah, true. Oh, okay. Maybe it's just lag, actually. So anyway, to recap, Titano doing fantastic. I mean, like Titano play is like a clear success. Markets are probably going to be flat, apparently, because they were down a lot, and then the dip got bought big time. So everything looks pretty solid. So we just need a Federal Reserve rate hike tomorrow, and then we're just going to go to the moon. MMRI kind of high, So that's Titano. As I already said, I've sold all my Pallas. It was only 115,000, so not too bad. Which kind of annoys me because I really wanted to hold on to my Pallas tokens, but I also just cannot justify holding Pallas when you got this thing here, which basically we already tried in Metaverse Pro and it doesn't work, right? Because the price of Pallas went down exactly just enough to arbitrage it. All right, this thing just got arbitraged. So I don't know if people in Pallas have enough money to keep buying to overcompensate this, but I mean, if you're going up against actual whales like that took us all out from the DAOs, you're guaranteed to lose. They'll just arbitrage this coin to death until Hera pulls the stupid flasher sale. Like it's so I'm so irritated. Then I run over Poseidon. It's doing all right, but sell pressure is also present here because the rebase doesn't fully work, but it's getting pretty close. So, and they're working on Ocean Project too. So, again, I just hope Poseidon doesn't make the same. I'm so paranoid now that every fork's gonna do the stupid flasher sale. All right, and then of course there's pressure because everyone's just buying up Ouranos. In fact, the buying pressure is still going out of control for Ouranos. I mean, by tomorrow by tonight I should say, or in a few hours, we should definitely see 0.001. So at the very least, Ouranos should match the price of Poseidon, which is 0.0038. At that point, I made like 12x my money, and then I'm just gonna be like. I can't tell you how much I bought, but I have so much freaking Ouranos. I have so much of this. And in fact, I actually kind of like that this dumping is going on because they need to keep the price cheap enough for more people to buy it. You know, it's been a long time where I actually want people to dump a token so I could fucking buy it. All right, because that's what happened to me today. Because obviously I'm not on the whitelist, so I had to buy it in the open market like every other Pepega. I was like, yes! I saw an 8 million token dump per hour. I was like, yes! And I bought the hell out of that fucking dip. So did everyone else. Like that, we didn't even feel that dip, man. Like, I think this was the dip right here earlier this morning. Like these two red candles. And then it went all the way down here. But yeah, I probably was buying this dip. Yeah, 10:15 a.m. Yeah, that's me. That's me. This is me along with all the other, degenerates. We bought the hell out of this, dude. Like, we just buy this whole thing. And now we're just going straight up. Because, again, if we look at this, if we look at day one of... It's a little hard to see. You see day one launch of Titano did the same thing, right? Green candle, and it's never gone down below ever since. Even on Pallas, if you look at day one, and even Poseidon day one. I hope I have it saved here. Shit. That's our... Fuck. I'm gonna have to look at this. So... Here's deck screener. This is probably for Metaverse Pro. Okay. No, this is for Ouranos, of course. POS. Poseidon. Yeah, this should be right. Because other people are also using the symbol POS, so we gotta get the right one. Yeah, this looks correct, 370. So, God, we gotta do this. So again, you look at Poseidon day one launch, it did the exact same thing, straight up, and it kind of never really goes back to that, right? So this is really your only time to, shine and get all the tokens that you want. You look at Pallas, same thing. Though, I guess if they don't get rid of the flasher sale, I mean, it's going to revisit. I mean, it's already getting pretty fucking close. I mean, just look at this. In the 2 days that... Since flasher sale went live yesterday, it went from fucking 1.1 cents all the way down to whatever the hell it is now, 0.55, like 0.0055. It's gotten to the point where I actually cannot say cents anymore. So anyway, if you look at day one launch, did pretty well. Then you had a major dump the next day, so that's kind of uncharacteristic. But then, I mean, ultimately, it still didn't drop that much, and then it just goes back up again. You had a couple times where it kind of reaches the bottom point. There seems to be an important... Oh, that's just my UI. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I would look at this and see there are danger signs here. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Hera even suggested time vaults, but I shot down that idea, and luckily the Pallas community at the time also agreed with me. So I haven't heard about the time vaults thing ever since. But it just goes to show that Hera still is in the DAO mindset. He needs to get out of that because they're all bad ideas. There's a reason why all DAOs are fucking dying. So why would you implement their ideas? They don't work. They cannot work because the ideas are fundamentally stupid. Now, I can't reveal what I'm doing at Congruent because obviously I'm on the policy team for all of you who are new, right? But, you know, we're basically abandoning the DAO concept for Congruent. Like, it'll still be you'll vote on whatever, but it's completely different from, like, Wonderland and shit, right? It's like we're moving away from all that. So, yeah. So, I don't know. What will it take for everyone to realize the flasher sale is retarded? Oh, okay. So maybe if the price drops to down here, I didn't actually realize. I thought Pallas was launched with a much cheaper price. I didn't realize it launched with such a high price. So now you're actually getting to the point where we get another decent red candle tomorrow with that fucking flasher sale. This shit's gonna go down. You're actually going back to day one launch as Pallas. This is a complete disaster. Like, God, I didn't actually realize it was this bad. I didn't actually realize it. I thought I was gonna see a lot more green candles on day one launch, but yeah, I made the right move of dumping my Pallas tokens. And again, I'm sorry if I guess we're not friends anymore, but I have a legitimate reputation for a reason, all right? I call it like I see it, and I gotta tell people the truth, all right? Because God matters to me the most, not people or money, all right? And what does God care about? Your heart and the truth, because they're really the same fucking thing. So, I'm telling you, I already went over this, but I'll go over again just in case I didn't drive it home. The flasher sale is going to kill fucking Pallas. So stop doing the fucking flasher sale. At least half the fucking community in the chat hates it. Alright? Or just look at this. Like, what more evidence do you fucking need? Like, you have two big red fucking candles, and it corresponds exactly at the same time you release the fucking flasher sale. And I just proved on stream that, yes, it's being arbitraged. That 3% shit doesn't work. Because all they have to do is dump the price harder to overpower the 3%. Like, so for example, drop the price 25, 30%. That's all you need. But they can drop it more, and they want more arbitrage, and then you're fucked. Alright? And, again, I don't want to see Pallas fall because it's a good project. You got a mostly good community, and you have really nice mods and good developers. But this is just such a bad idea. CEO, oh, you guys are, Polygon is good. I've never used it personally, so I don't have much else to say beyond that. Former CEO of YouTube Gaming is joining Polygon Gaming. Holy shit. Well, obviously Polygon's gotta be good if, like, freaking YouTube, if Google people go in a project, it's solid. So it's probably really good. Really, really effing good. Okay. So, that's that. We'll see what happens with Ouranos. Again, as long as it's not a rug pull, and then blah, 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 we should be pretty good. And for Pallas, I don't know. Have they all sold out yet? It hasn't even finished selling out, man. My God. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. So, I don't know. We'll see if they if people can keep buying the dip on this, because this is just too much sell pressure. This is just way too much sell pressure. And again, if whales really are arbitraging this, which I assume they are, it's over. It's over. So, let me check real quick what my Discord's saying. Oh, it's actually DT, Mike. I haven't heard from him in like 11 trillion years. I'm streaming now, then have to eat, but I wouldn't worry. But let me go over your thing in a few hours, and I'll get back to you. Okay. So he was actually just asking me about congruent, actually. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, I don't see any more questions, so I guess I'll leave it at this. Let's see what happens with Ouranos. I guess if you're still looking to buy it, you're hoping that people dump this token, which In my case, I don't want to see any more dumps. I've bought enough. Now I just want to see this guy go straight to the moon. But this is a really cheap price. So if you want to take the risk, yeah, have at it. I mean, as we already see, even for Pallas, for now, day one launch, you never see prices this low. Like day one is literally the only time you can get it for pretty much a price that will never be reached again. Unless, of course, you have project failure. But that's, of course, usually a very extreme example. And on top of that, we had a lot of buying pressure already. So a pullback is supposed to be due right now. So this guy, let's see, he made $2,200. So does he still own Ouranos? Yeah, he still has 1 million Ouranos. So he just did some profit taking. He probably got his original principal back plus profit, and now he's playing with house money. Yeah, he's not even invested in any of the other Titano forks. He's just invested in Ouranos. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. And of course, join my Hera Money Discord because I need another 8 links at least, 8 invites or whatever. It's like I'll do this for Hera because I'm already committed to this, but I'm never doing this invite shit again. Like I'm just gonna pay full price like every other clown. Rip, I'll watch the replay. Yeah, I mean, I streamed really early, but that's because I need to go. I want to eat something. I haven't eaten at all today. I feel okay, but I just felt I had to get this out there because it is a dire situation with Pallas. Obviously, in my own opinion. And the more I cover this, the more I just see more and more evidence that this flasher sale is literally killing this project. And it's such a shame. It's such a shame. But again, people can change. So hopefully Hera, figures it out quickly, admits this was a bad idea, and then just scraps it. And then if he does, I'll look into buying back into Pallas. Because right now I dumped all my Pallas. I didn't actually realize I had so much less than I freaking thought. So that really sucks. But that's okay. I mean, whatever. That's just how it goes. So yeah, I'll see. So I'll see everyone. What day is tomorrow? Oh yeah, Wednesday. But yeah, the big federal FOMC meeting. So I don't know what time I'll stream tomorrow. Because I'm really considering going live at like 12 or 1 o'clock once the Federal Reserve, starts going live, and then I just might watch that, and then stream that. So. Alright, so once the Ouranos Hera stuff goes up, hopefully I should see Poseidon rally a little bit too. But again, it's all up in the air. We got so many factors, so yeah. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Like, subscribe, spread the video around, and then I don't know, we'll see what happens at Pallas. I did forget to mention that at least when the flasher sale does end, the Pallas price does eventually recover. So that's what it's been doing. That's what it did yesterday. Today it'll do the same thing, but the problem is if it doesn't go back to the original price it was before the flashy sale got refilled, which was 0.0071 or 72, the arbitrage is going to win in the end. I mean, it's just simple math. And of course, arbitrageurs are making money, so their bankroll keeps growing. So you're losing money, the arbitrages are winning and getting more money, and they'll just keep arbing harder and harder and harder. So that 25 to 30% dump is going to become 31%, 32%, 50%. And they're getting more and more money. So eventually your project just dies. Oh well. Hey, I mean, that's just how it goes, right? See you all tomorrow.